Hello, welcome back. I am currently having a little chill in the salt room. I don't really like going in the salt room during the day. I don't really come in here that much because I don't like going in here during the day because it makes me so tired, and then if I have to teach classes later on, then I'm just wiped out. But we've got a little situation where there's two things that could be happening. Definitely one that I'd prefer, but I don't think I'm really in control of that. I've either got a really mild cold and chest infection, like really mild, or I'm about to get a really bad cold and chest infection, and this is just it starting. I felt ill for like 3 days, but not like bad enough to do anything about it. Haven't cancelled any classes, been carrying on as normal, because although I've got all the symptoms, they're just really mild symptoms. So I thought I would have a salt session this morning because today's the worst I've felt. I thought if I have a salt session now, hopefully that will be at the end of it and this is as bad as it's going to get, rather than it getting any worse and then I have to cancel classes, which I really don't want to do. I've got such a busy weekend. So I'm starting this on Thursday because I knew it would be really long because I've got so much going on this weekend. So I thought it'd be exciting to bring you along with me. Look like a smurf. Anyway, try not to relax too much. I'm going to try and still do work while I'm in here. I have got a headache, so this lighting's quite nice. I've got classes tonight as normal, an extra class tomorrow night, which is a surprise class, which I'll tell you about later. Tomorrow daytime, I've got to help at my mum's work. Then Saturday, I've got to teach 2 classes, salt session, quickly get to town to do something with my mum's work, which I'm actually going to be an hour late for, which is a bit awkward because I offered to do it and then I was like, oh, but I'm going to be an hour late. Sunday is a hectic day too. Tomorrow is World Mental Health Day, and I always feel a bit of pressure to like do something or help people in some way. I don't know, I always feel like I should be doing something, and sometimes I don't really know what. I tend to just do a video telling people what helps me, but I have done that for the last 5 years, so whether that is still helping people, whether people are like, you say the same thing every year, I don't know. I potentially got a bit of a surprise tomorrow. I actually did something a few weeks ago and I haven't really been saying anything because it's all gone a bit quiet, but I don't know if they're waiting for Mental Health Day tomorrow to do it, because it's all been like agreed and stuff, and then it was like, yeah, we're going ahead with it, and then now I haven't heard anything, and that was a couple of weeks ago. So I don't know if they're waiting for tomorrow, so I'm excited to see whether that happens tomorrow. If not, bit awkward, that's why I haven't really told anyone. I'm gonna relax now. I'm actually gonna, this isn't very attractive trying to get these chairs back, but I'm actually gonna lay back a little bit. I mean, this isn't very good for your, this isn't very good for your chest, because you're breathing in the salt, it's like loosening everything up, but then you're laying back so you can't cough it up. So I probably won't lay back for too long, but these chairs are so comfortable. And I've put the heater on, so I don't actually need a blanket, but I might put a blanket on. So comfy, but I just can't get too relaxed because it's only the start of the day. I've had a very productive day in my office. 2 cans of Pepsi Max, Aero. This is a kid's cottage pie. I felt like I just needed something warm, and it's got loads of hidden veg in it, so I love those little kids microwave meals. I've got so much done. I've been in here, what time is it? Nearly 5 o'clock. I have been in here since about 11:45, and it's now 5. I have nearly done all of my to-do list. I get so much done in here, and what's really nice is when this was a treatment room, I still used to use it as my office when it wasn't being used as a treatment room. So I used to just push the massage bed to the side, and then my desk was already in here, so I would just use that. In January, February time, I was locked in. I was so motivated and in the zone, and I used to just spend days in here just like getting everything sorted and stuff. And today has been really exciting because it's felt like that. So I had the radio on and I kept going out there, and it always feels weird when I go out there because it's freezing and it's really bright, and here's like nice and warm and nice and calm. So I kept getting excited because I was like achieving so much at the start of the year when I was coming in here and getting stuff done. I feel like I talk about it a lot, but if you've watched my other vlogs, you'll know that I haven't really had much motivation the last few months. But today has felt really good and really productive. So I think I just needed an office. I just needed somewhere to go. If I stay out there, then I just sit on the sofa and then I go on my phone. But here, it's like because I'm at a desk. It sounds so stupid, but it makes so much difference. I really need to get ready for tonight's classes, but also tomorrow I've got a surprise class because it's World Mental Health Day tomorrow. So I'm doing a free surprise class because if you don't know, exercise definitely helps with your mental health. So just in case people can't afford to go to classes, or whether they just don't want to spend money on classes, or for whatever other reason, I always like to do a free class on World Mental Health Day. Anyway, it's a surprise and I really want to do a pom squad class. Pom squad is so much fun. It's a cheerleading class, but I've only got a certain amount of sets of pom-poms. So I had to wait for everyone to book first before I could decide whether that was what I was going to do or not. So I just need to count my pom-poms. I've tried to be very sneaky and I've tried to advertise it a bit so people book, but not advertise it too much so I get too many and then I can't do pom squad. It could still all change tomorrow. People could book last minute and then I'd have to change it. Probably just do a jungle body class. If I'm honest, that's what I usually do when I do a surprise class. But Pom Squad is so much fun and it's one of those classes where when it's on the timetable, people don't come to it, people don't want to try it because they're like, oh, cheerleading, like, is it a kids class? No, we're still like twerking and stuff, but with pom-poms, it's so good. Okay, I've got 12 sets of pom-poms. Obviously, I need some as well. It's not the end of the world if I don't have them, but it is more fun if I have them as well. So I think I've got about 8 or 9 people booked on. So, perfect. What I find really strange is how I can manifest who books onto a class. And I can't really explain it because I don't know how I do it. If you watch all the vlogs, then you'll know that a few weeks ago I did a free class. I don't do free classes that often, by the way. It just happens that we've done 2 in the last 6 weeks. But I did a free class and it was a free class to celebrate being open a year. And I wanted to celebrate all our members and just say thank you and give something back for free. I was trying to advertise it and sort of manifest it in a way where no one knew booked it. I didn't mind if anyone knew booked it. I still advertised it publicly, but I also wanted to make sure that my regulars were coming, so they were getting the free class because they had spent money with me and spent so much time with me and liked the classes. And it worked because it was all regulars. There was no one new that came to that class. This time I was happy with either, happy with regulars or new people, but this time I really wanted new people to come. Just in case they don't usually have access to exercise or if they can't usually afford exercise, I wanted to make sure there was lots of new people and potentially they enjoyed it and then they stayed, or potentially if they can't afford to go to classes, then they're still getting that class experience. And it is nearly all new people tomorrow, which is crazy. So I sort of think, shall I do Pom Squad because it's all new people and then it's not on the timetable, but I think it will be fun. Every now and again you get a trampoline that gets stuck and you just cannot undo it. And usually I'll leave it for a day, come back, and then I'll be able to do it straight away. But this one's from yesterday, oh no, it's not, it's from Tuesday night. It's now Thursday and I still cannot undo it. What's funny is if people know that there's one that's stuck, everyone will give it a go as well. Everyone will try and do it, but no one can do it. The last time it was stuck for over a week. I had to get my dad to do it. I did Pom Squad with everyone. Oh, it was so good. I love that class so much and we just never do it. And I put it on the timetable, no one ever comes to it. Everyone always thinks it's a kids class, but it is not a kids class, absolutely not. Why is my hands bright pink? Because I sweat so much. It's really good. Classes have been so busy this week, like good numbers all throughout the week. apart from today, the free one, when so many people cancelled last minute. I had 5, not crazy numbers, but still nice, still a good crowd. Some new people, so that was fun. Ignore the noise, that's my neighbours. Pom Squad was good. I think I'm going to bring it back. I think I'm going to do it on Friday nights. And now some people have tried it, they can sort of say whether they liked it or not. Hopefully they did like it. Everyone seemed to like it, so they can spread the word, and hopefully we can get it busy when we do it every now and again, because it deserves to be busy. It's so good, it's so much fun. I forgot to film it, so that's all you're getting, just the Poms on the floor. I'm gonna film some videos of it tomorrow because I wanna show people what it's like so that they try it. I think that's the problem. It's one of those classes where people just don't know what to expect. Like Pilates, you know what to expect. Trampolining, to an extent, you know what to expect. Step, you know what to expect. But with this, it's just so different, and people are just so confused while we're doing cheerleading, but it is so good. So I'm super happy that everyone seemed to enjoy it, and I'm super happy to bring it back. I'm struggling today, so I've just got to sat the salt room. My body has decided that it doesn't need sleep anymore. So last night, I just wasn't tired. I just felt like I didn't need to go to sleep. So I went to sleep at 2:30 and my alarm went off at 7:30. It'd be fine. Every now and again that happens to me. I just have a day where I just don't need sleep. Maybe like once every like 6 weeks, I just won't be tired and won't need to sleep. So that's fine. But it's the second night in a row that it's happened, which has never happened before. So the night before last, I went to sleep at 2 and woke up at 6:30. And last night I went to sleep at 2:30 and woke up at 7:30. Today's gonna be a struggle. I'm setting up the salt room now, even though the class, even though, what am I trying to say? Even though the session isn't till after my classes, but I'm setting it up now because it's like straight after my classes. Like they're literally going to be arriving as I'm saying goodbye to people from classes. I've actually changed the times of when the salt room's open because it was getting a bit tight. But these people booked a few weeks ago, so they booked before I changed it. So this will be the last one that's a bit stressful. Sorry, I'm just cleaning the chairs. The salt room is back to its normal, gorgeous self. Got new fairy lights. Doesn't that look so nice? I love the salt rocks with the fairy lights. I think it looks so lovely. And all of that's been put back together. It hasn't flooded in here again, but you can see, can you see on the camera? You can see where the water went up to. My hands are still pink from yesterday. Yes, I have showered. You can see where the water went up to in the wall. That is so high, isn't it? That was what it was in the wall. It didn't get that high out of the wall, which makes me even more nervous because, like, is it gonna rot? How do I dry out inside of a wall? I think it is dry now. It feels dry. I think that's just the mark. It actually goes all the way down over there. Wow. Wowzers. My day is busy. I've got classes, salt session, then I've got to rush to town because I'm helping my mum with a charity event, but I'm going to be over an hour late. So I'm going to have to rush there, and then I'm there for a little while in town. I would tell you about it, but by the time you see this, it'll be too late. So you've missed out. I need to go to Sports Direct. So our yoga mats, I love these yoga mats. These are like the best yoga mats I've ever used. I'd like more because I feel like sometimes you need to double up. I like to have a double. A couple of other people in Pilates like to have a double. And if it's fully booked, then we've only just got enough for it to be fully booked. We've got like 13, 14 yoga mats. So I want to get some more. They don't sell these ones on the website anymore. I got them from Sports Direct. They're USA Pro, but I got them from Sports Direct. Obviously over a year ago. We've had them the whole time we've been here. So I'm going to go into Sports Direct and see if they've got anything similar, or even if they haven't got these ones, I just want to feel them. I just got lucky with these ones. I just ordered them because they're in the sale and I love them. So yeah, I just want to feel them before I buy them. So I'm gonna go there. Then I've got to get home, look after my brother. He's old enough to look after himself, but someone just needs to be there if he's there on his own too long. So I basically just have to be in the house while he's on his PlayStation, basically. Feed the dog. That's today. So, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I feel like it's not necessarily super busy, but I'm already know at the start of the day, I already know I'm going to be late for everything. And everyone knows I'm going to be late, but it's still a bit stressful. Like, the salt session is straight after class. I've got to make sure I finish my class on time, which I'm not very good at doing with Pilates. I always overrun Pilates. Make sure that's finished on time. I've got to rush to town because I'm going to be an hour late for that. I've got to rush home, rushing around. Yesterday was a bit similar. So basically today's a cake sale, which doesn't sound too exciting, but I made all the cakes yesterday. I said I would make them. So I spent all day in the kitchen at my mum's work yesterday, then had to rush here to do the class. I think I'll just sleep on Monday. That's probably what's going to happen. So I did hint at something exciting that was going to happen on Mental Health Day. And then yesterday it didn't happen. And I was really gutted. And then at 2 o'clock this morning, I found out why it didn't happen. So basically, I did something with the Herald for Mental Health Day to explain how exercise can help mental health and all that jazz. You can read it. It's on all my social media, so you can read it if you want to. I might put the link in the description of this if I remember. I did this a few weeks ago and they were like, yeah, great, like perfect, like we'll put it out. I've been waiting this whole time and I thought, maybe they're doing it actually on Mental Health Day. So this was like nearly 3 weeks ago that I did this. So I thought they were waiting for Mental Health Day and I thought that's perfect. Like it will go out on Mental Health Day. They didn't say whether it was going to be printed in the actual newspaper or whether it was just going to go online. But either way, I was happy. So then yesterday I was on their website all day. My mum was literally checking it every hour on the hour religiously. She was like refreshing the Eastbourne Herald website because I wanted to put it up straight away because it was Mental Health Day. I thought it was the perfect time to put it up. So I was checking all day, and it got to like 5 o'clock and I was like, I don't think they're going to put this out. Like, have they forgotten about it because it was so long ago? Did they change their mind? So I emailed them. They didn't reply because it was like 5 o'clock. I don't know. I'm guessing they do check their emails in case someone's got a big story to tell, but I don't know. They didn't reply. At 2 o'clock this morning when I couldn't sleep, I thought it's really weird because they said, when I spoke to them before, they were like, yeah, we're publishing it. And then for them to not, and then I was just confused. So I decided, I don't know what made me do it, but I decided to Google my name, well, ShanFitness, and then Google, I think I put, because it's owned by it's all owned by one thing now, it's not independent, which I don't really like. But anyway, that's none of my business. So I Googled ShanFitness Sussex World, I think it's called Sussex World. It came up and it had been published like 3 weeks ago when they said they were going to publish it. But it had been published, it hadn't been published on the Herald. It had been published on Sussex Express. So I was like, all this time this has just been out there and I didn't even know. No one has sent it to me and gone, oh look, you're in Sussex Express. No one, like, so I don't think anyone has seen this article. I posted it now. It's the same article, still has all the info, but it's a bit of a shame that I thought it was going to be in the Herald and it's not. So I guess it's a bit of a grey area because we're in Polegate, so technically not in Eastbourne, so that's a bit annoying. But people from Polegate have been published in the Herald before. I think news from Polegate's been published in the Herald, so I just assumed it'd be okay. But yeah, they put it in the Sussex Express instead, which, I mean, it's still out there, it's fine, but I would have preferred the Herald. The reason why I did this article was actually because I saw a video on Instagram. Well, they keep coming up, these videos about rejection therapy. You should be exposed to rejection to get over the fear of rejection. I mean, like, everyone is afraid of rejection in some way. So this girl, I think she lives in Brighton. I mean, she does things that I probably would never do. I mean, she's really brave. She'll just go up to girls in the street and be like, do you want to go for a coffee? Like, I would never do that. But I love the idea of it. And from a business point of view, I suppose you do get you do get fear of rejection as well. And I mean, this is part of it, I suppose. I didn't know it was that easy to get an article in the Herald. Well, it's not in the Herald, but you know what I mean. Between me leaving my last job and me starting here, so in the space, at some point over the last year and a half, the way that they do articles on the Herald has changed. I used to do some press stuff for my old job, and I've done articles with the Herald before for my old job. It's different. You actually spoke to an editor and through different bits with them, and they asked you questions, and you did do a lot of writing, but you sort of worked with the editor to create the article. Whereas now, and I didn't know this at the time, but this is obviously a part of what I found out through doing this rejection therapy, is it is a lot easier now, but I don't like it now. Literally just upload an article to their website and they'll just decide whether to publish it or not. The reason why I don't like it is because I think it's not really journalism, it's just people sending in things that they're saying are true. But you don't speak to anyone, which I find a bit strange. So I know I talk about this a lot of different things I did when I was younger, but one of those things was study journalism. That's what I wanted to do. And my mental health wasn't really good enough to do it. I don't think the more I was doing it, the more I was finding out about stuff to do with journalists, and I don't really like that sort of world. So it's hard because I wanted to be a journalist, but I didn't want to be a journalist, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I didn't end up doing that, and that's why we're here. So now that people just upload stuff to the website, I find it a bit strange because I think, where's the journalism? But anyway, again, none of my business. So the rejection therapy, I literally emailed the Herald. I'd seen one of her videos the night before, and I thought, I'm just going to email the Herald and say, do you want to write an article on me for Mental Health Day? And basically they said yes. And then, I had to write for myself, but they said yes. This is what the rejection therapy is that you just ask, because the worst thing that can happen is they say no. And if they say no, then you're getting exposed to rejection, so you're becoming stronger. And if they say yes, then you get what you want. So it's like a win-win situation. It's the only thing I've done so far, but I'm really happy that I did it. So, and like I said, if I hadn't done it, I wouldn't have known how easy it was to do it, because I assumed it was the same as it used to be. So I was like, oh, if I email them and then I've got to talk to them, and then what if they don't like me? What if they don't like the studio? What if they're working with another fitness centre for Mental Health Day? What if they're doing something different? What if they don't care about Mental Health Day? Like, all these things. And that's why I was telling myself that I shouldn't do it and couldn't do it. But then I did it, and then it was fine because they've changed it, and I didn't know they've changed it. That's the whole point of this rejection therapy thing. I'm going to do it more, especially for the business. Just ask people. And if they say no, they say no. What's the issue? Today, I went to TK Maxx. I think they're actually, oh no, they're over there. Oh, I can't do this. I can't actually show you. They're over there. I bought some new yoga mats. So I went to Sports Direct. So they've got similar ones, but they're grey and I don't really like them. So I went to TK Maxx because I thought I'd seen some yoga mats in there before, and they have got loads of different ones. So I've bought 2 different types, which is really annoying me, and I cleared the shelves of all the black ones. I've only got 4, but they were the only black ones there, and I didn't want to, because they're already going to be odd now, I didn't want to start like doing different colours and stuff. It'll just annoy me, I think. And now that the floor's pink, I think the black will look cool on the floor and you'll be able to see your mat really well. The roads are really busy, and I thought I'm not going to drive back Lotbridge Drove Way because it's going to be packed. So I went Langley instead, and I went round the roundabout. It was like traffic, and there was a car on the side, and also a lot of people were out of their cars. So I was like, oh my god, there's been an accident. And I was only like 3 cars back, so I was like, there has literally just been an accident. Like, I have caught this like just as it's happened. People were taking their coats off and stuff, and I thought, oh my god, like, what do I do? Should I get out of the car? The first car managed to get around them, and I thought, well, it can't be that bad if they're driving off. Then I looked across to the other side of the road, and there was a little boy. He was probably about 8, filming it and laughing on his phone. And I thought, that's weird. If there's been an accident, why is his dad just like letting him film it? It was a swan, a massive swan in the middle of the road, and people were like trying to get it out the road, so they're like using their coats. I don't know whether it's just because I never see swans not in a lake, but this looked like a dinosaur. This was huge. It was so big. And yeah, everyone's trying to get it out the road, and I felt really bad for the swan because it was like really stressed. So I managed to get past eventually. Like, for a couple of minutes I was the first car, and it was just stood in front of my car, and I was just like laughing and like watching everyone try and get this swan. And people were on the phone, so I didn't get out of the car because they were on the phone, I assume, to wildlife bird people, can't remember what they're called. I was the first car, so I was like just watching this swan. It was huge. And then once I got past it, the traffic the other way was all the way up to Langley Shopping Centre. It was crazy, and I thought, how do I tell everyone? Because everyone's like looking out there, because cars aren't coming the other way. That's when you're like, there's been an accident. That's when you get sus, when cars aren't coming the other way. So I was like, how do I drive past everyone and go, it's a swan? And then I thought, no, everyone will think I'm actually lost the plot, so I just didn't tell them, and I just let them all sit there. See you at the sound bath. I'm just unpacking the new yoga mats, and I'm just really sad. I know I've mentioned this already. Well, I'm trying to multitask, but it's not really going very well. I know I've said this already, but I'm actually so upset that you can't buy these mats anymore. They are honestly the best yoga mats ever, and I am absolutely gutted. Look at the state of them. I know some obviously get used more if they're on the top. I do try and switch them around every few weeks, but there are definitely a couple that have got more wear and tear than the others, and that seems to be the worst one. But I'm just so gutted that you can't buy them. I want to show you the difference. So these are really smooth on the top. They've got shiny on the bottom, and they're really thick, but not too spongy, so they still support, and then they've got grip on the top, and they look nice too. And these are the new ones. These are Adidas ones, and look how thin that is. It's like nothing. It's not spongy. It's got grip on the bottom, but it's just like a tiny little bit of foam. Just nothing to it at all. I'm so gutted. I want those ones. If only I could go back in time and buy more, I would buy 50 of them. Laying on them, it doesn't even feel like I'm laying on anything. I could literally be laying on the hard floor. They're so thin and uncomfortable. At the moment, we have got 12 of the original ones. And really, to be comfortable in a class, so to have space around your mat, have space to lunge in Pilates and stuff like that, then we can only fit 12 in anyway. It's doubling them up. Some people like to double them up. I like to double them up. So you can't double them up when it's a fully booked class. And especially if people got knee problems, then they like to have a bit more support under their knees. Okay, I'm just worried about today because there's not enough to double up all of them today anyway, because we've now got 16 mats and 11 people coming. What I might do, I might put the soft play mats underneath, because I'm going to set it up before people come in. So I might put the soft play mats underneath the yoga mats. That is such a good idea. I got a robot hoover, and honestly it just takes like 5 times as long to hoover it than it did before. So I might as well just done it myself. It is good if now I've got an hour before I've got a salt session, and I need to do as much as I can to get ready for the salt session, but also get ready for the sound bath. So that's ticked something off my list already, because I've put the hoover on in there, and then I'm going to do stuff out here. So it does help. If I've got a lot of time, it helps save time. But like this morning, I swept this morning because I get here about 8. I got here just after 8 today. I was a bit late. Get here just before 8 usually on a Sunday, and then people start arriving at 8:15. So I have to just quickly run the hoover around, and then Nikki comes in and sets up her class. So this morning I just had to sweep because I thought she's going to be taking like half an hour in there, and I haven't got time. This was actually a genius idea. These are the foam mats from Soft Play. I'm putting them underneath the yoga mats. Beautiful, chilled way to end this week's vlog. I have just come out of the sound bath. I fell asleep. I never fall asleep in anything. I always find it so weird when people say, like, when they have like massages or beauty treatments and stuff like that, that they fall asleep. I think, how can you just fall asleep? I don't nap during the day. Like, I'm just not, I sleep at night in my bed and that's it. But I actually fell asleep. The first time that's ever happened to me in a sound bath. Usually sound baths for me are really intense, and I see a lot of things in my head, and I manifest a lot and have a lot of visions and stuff like that. So to just fall asleep has blown my mind. I don't know whether I prefer it or not. I do like how intense I find sound baths usually. I do like getting all these visions and messages and like manifestations and stuff. I do really enjoy that, but I can't believe I fell asleep. Everyone said they had such a nice time. The pigeons were on the roof going crazy at the start, and I felt really tense because I was like, oh my god, someone shut the pigeons up. But I don't think anyone really was that fussed about it, and they did quieten down after the first sort of 5 minutes. So hopefully that'll be fine. And now I'm going to go home for some dinner. Thanks for watching.